Hi there, thank you for joining with us this morning. A wee guy was sitting in a restaurant when a big fella came in, and he walked over to the wee fella. He grabbed him, threw him over his shoulder and said, "That's judo. I picked it up in Japan." Then he hit him right in the back of the neck and he said, "That's karate, and I picked that up in Vietnam." At that point the wee guy went out to his van and he come back in and went right up to the bully and hit him over the head and said, "That's a crowbar, and I picked that up in Asda." The Bantu language has a word called ilunga, which means a person will forgive any abuse for the first time. They will tolerate it for the second time, but never for a third time. Peter once said to Jesus, "Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sins against me? Up to 7 times. And Jesus says, "No, I'll tell you, 70 times 7. You forgive twice is ilunga, you forgive without number is what Jesus asked, and let's be honest, it's a hard one. But I implicitly believe in forgiveness. I believe it's good for you, but it's not easy. Hillary Clinton once spoke about the criticism that she and her husband had over the years, and she said, in the Bible, Jesus says we must forgive 70 times 7. I want you all to know that I'm keeping note. She was joking, of course, but she was stating the obvious truth. It's not easy to forgive folk who have wronged us. In a recent poll, some people said they would be able to forgive somebody who told a lie about them. 67% said they would forgive somebody who stole from them. 32% said they would not forgive somebody who slapped them in the face. It's not easy to forgive. Reginald Denny was beaten by a mob during the Watts riots in Los Angeles many years ago. He was nearly killed. And later he met his attackers. And what did he do? He forgave them. But one reporter said, Mr. Denny must be suffering from brain damage. That's how people react to the notion of forgiveness. The University of Michigan published some research recently that stated forgiveness is most strongly linked to happiness. In other words, you'll never be truly happy if you have resentment about somebody else. You probably don't believe me, but that's what the research said. The bottom line, however, is that what Jesus asked us to do is hard. Martin Niemöller was a Nazi prisoner of war. Every day he could see people being put to death. He began to ask himself what he would do when his time came. Would he curse them? And then he realised if Jesus had done that, we wouldn't have the gospel. Didn't he forgive people, even for crucifying him? Forgiveness was what he was all about. Can I ask you today to think of the person who most needs your forgiveness? Take that first step. When we forgive, families are healed, marriages are saved, friendships are restored. How many times shall we forgive? If we're followers of Jesus, we're asked to forgive as many times as it takes. I know it's not easy. But I'm asking you today, is there someone you know who needs your forgiveness? I'm asking you to think about it. Again, thank you for joining us, and may God bless you and yours this week and always.